Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and today is a video all about a little story time element of how I basically dodged a pretty serious medical condition. I dodged an enema, for those of you who may not know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is one story that I feel I might as well guide you through, because it was definitely on my mind for the last 3 weeks. Now, for those of you who didn't know, I never posted about this, I never told anyone. Basically, you had to be in like the inner circle for me to complain about this to you. So what effectively happened was around 3 weeks ago, and I've been trying to pinpoint this cause. Maybe it's something I ate, but honestly, I think all I ate was Indian food. That's about it. So it's good food, it's whatever, but for some reason, 3 weeks ago, well, 3 to 4 weeks ago, I would say, 4 weeks now at this point at the time of the video, I realized that my stomach had started to hurt. Now, after I'd eaten this food, I'm not a regular shitter. I've never written a poo journal. I've never really detailed what my poos are like. I've never really, gauged the height, weight, dimensions, how smooth it was on the exhale out, how elated it made me feel. I never had a poop journal, so I don't really notice my poops. I poop, every other day. That's about it. That's my thing. Now, it turns out medically I'm considered to be constipated all the time, but so far, so forth, I have bowel movements, I'm fine, I'm good. This is one case where I didn't shit for 4 or 5 days, and eventually what had happened was my stomach had started to really fucking hurt. Now, this is something that I was kind of weirded out by. Around my heart area, just under it, that little left side of my belly, so to speak, the left side of my chest, was in utter pain. So much pain that I woke up in the middle of the night, when I do get sleep, and was completely just convulsing in the pain that I had. Now, I thought this could be a potentially serious issue. So the thought of me not having shit in 4 days was not on my mind. Eventually, when I ruled out that it was something like around my intestinal area and stomach area, I realized, yeah, I haven't shit in about 4 to 5 days. So I tried parking my ass on my toilet, and little to no surprise, not a curd came out of my ass cheeks. I tried spreading them, I tried, praying, I tried doing what I could. I tried, figuring out what the brown note was, on the flute. Nothing worked. So for about 4 to 5 days, I had not shit. Now, I waited, a day or two extra more than I guess I should have, right? Now we're up to about 7 days of me not shitting. At this point, the pain has now become a constant. And the left side of my body had bloated. Like, you're talking like the right side of my body, so not bloated, and the left side was just like puffed out. Now, immediately, this made my body look a little weirder than ever, and I decided, maybe it's time to go see a fucking doctor. So I go to a doctor, I go to my dad, who's also a doctor, and we converse words. I get a bunch of opinions. I get like 4 or 5 different opinions about what the fuck could be happening. Now, immediately I'm scared shitless because I think it's a serious issue, right? We have serious stuff that goes in my family, whatever. So I thought it was like an appendix or something like that. My dad told me, hey son, don't be fucking stupid. It can't be that. You haven't shit in several days. It is definitely that. Now, I also went to a doc, and what they did was basically my dad had just patted me down. He like fucking pushed me down on my stomach and basically told me that I was full of shit, literally, like I was full of fecal matter. Now, this is where the really scary shit happens. Basically, I didn't know this, but eventually, if you haven't pooped, your poo becomes incredibly fucking solid. And if it becomes solid, it's what doctors call like impaction. And basically, at some point, if your shit doesn't come out of your ass, it could in fact come out of your mouth. Like little fecal crystals. I hope you're not fucking eating or anything. I hope by now you've gotten enough sense to put your food away and sort of, just listen to this wholesale. But that is one thing that I learned. Now, there were 3 things that I could do at this point, right? At this point, I knew that my ass was plugged up. There was no way to remove shit out of my ass. I couldn't, like, spread my ass open goatsy style, dig my hands in and pull this one out. No. This had 3 fixes. Now, in the medical world, I'm always surprised by how these fixes escalate really fast. So here's the fix, right? One of them was I take these things called mineral oils or castor oil or whatever, and I take like 15 milligrams or something, like basically an amount before I go to bed, and in the morning, my shit will come out, smooth, crystal clear. I'll have a nice, long, good poo. Number 2. God damn. Number 2 was I take a suppository pill, which is like these little missiles that you stick up your bunghole, and eventually they melt in your rectum, and then, whoo, do they flush out your insides. That, and you can also take like pills. Now, number 3 scared me shitless, scared me enough to want to do everything I could. This almost made me kind of cry a little bit, is when I heard about the enema, right? Now, we've always joked about enemas, but, you know, I always joke about wanting things up my asshole, but, like, never a needle, you know? Like, I mean, a needle is not one thing you want crawling up your bunghole. So, effectively, that's the last resort, right? Like, if nothing else works, they stick this, like, big needle up you and, like, fire in, like, what is it, saline or whatever the hell they call it, and it, like, flushes your insides out. Like, whatever was hard in there becomes soft, broken up, and it flies out of you. This is the last case scenario. So at this point, once I'm getting all these opinions, I go to my drugstore and I pick up all these weapons of mass excretions, right? Like, I spend like $40, $45 on this shit. And I come home and I got this like big like bag of of rectal opening goodies. Now, one of the things was mineral oil. So at this point, you know, we're about like a week into not crapping, right? Week and a day or two past, like, getting everything, getting all these medical opinions. So now we're up to like, you know, 9 days of no shitting. This is bad, okay? This is really bad. So I'll take the oil, you know, at night, and I go to sleep. When I took this oil, right, nothing happened. Nothing happened. All right, everyone was hyping up, oh man, you take this mineral oil and it's just gonna smooth out your butt. No, my intestines were still bloated. I was still feeling bad. So at this point, like, the oil, all it did was make like maybe 2 like curds come out. That's it. Nothing happened. So I'm still in pain. The oils didn't work. At this point, we have to kick it up a notch, as a famous chef said. And what happened was I took the little missile up my asshole, all right, the little suppository, first time ever taking it, you know, really, and it was weird. You know, it was definitely weird. Like, it went up smooth. It was just a weird thing. And then I took these like pills. So eventually, they also really don't do anything. Like, apparently I'm told that this like suppository and these pills are gonna fast act. They don't fast act, okay? So now a day passes, and then we're up to like, you know, another day where I have not had a shit. I have not. So now, nearing the 2-week mark, I almost give up hope. So I'm like saying, hey, you know, at this point, I should just call my dad and tell him, hey, Dad, you got to give me an enema. Now, it's not something you ever want to talk to your dad about, right? Like, you don't ever want to tell your dad, hey, Dad, can you stick a needle up my up me and remove this stuff inside? You don't want that, okay? And I'm not going to a fucking doctor, okay, lining up forever to get this when my dad could have done it for me. So eventually, I'm fearing this moment. As the phone is about to be picked up, I get this feeling, right? Like, at this point, my stomach starts to hurt. Like, I feel a bowel movement, and I'm the most excited dude in the world. Like, I am super happy because at this point, I've been having dinner. I've been eating. So, like, I've had shit filled up over and over and over again. I realized, look, it's now or never. I got to capitalize on this bowel movement. If I don't push this turd out, it could be the end of me, quite literally. So I go and park my ass on the toilet, and I bring my Nintendo Switch with me, and I'm sitting over there, and nothing's happening. So I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, dude, if this doesn't come out, I'm gonna lose it. So there I am playing Breath of the Wild, farming shrines, and eventually, this crap, when it comes, whoo, does it come. Ladies and gentlemen, it was so bad that like it felt like it literally came out sideways. Like at some point, like I pumped out one like cobra, but you think, wow, that was it? You just pump out one cobra? No. Like it came out softer, but it came out fast, and it came out like a fucking python. Once I crapped once, this point it was so like unexpected that I would drop another log, that as soon as the other log came out, and this one was hard, this one felt like shurikens coming out of me. I almost felt like I broke like intestinal, like something inside me, and the Switch fell from my hands to the floor and cracked the fucking screen. Now, I can show you elements of the screen being cracked. It was pretty bad, and eventually, as I'm in this pain, I hear Breath of the Wild below me, and finally, it's all over. Now, at this point, my chest is still bloated, I'm still kind of in pain, but like, I feel lighter, like my head starts to not hurt so much. So after I wash, I clean, I sort of like get out, I reflect, I have some nice hot cocoa, and I wonder how the battle was won. You know, at this point, like, it was a 2-week shit. You know, I was literally about to give birth, and I think I did. I was coming up with names, you know, what it would be like, you know, when it would go to college, saving up, you know, money and all that stuff for it. But eventually, once it passed and it was over with. And my God, I have never felt better in my life. Like, holy crap. That was the greatest moment in the last month that I've had. The biggest moment of relief, honestly, was that one crap. Now, I have a broken Switch screen protector. I had Breath of the Wild playing as I was in this pain, but eventually it all kind of subsided itself. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, because A, it's kind of a crappy story and I figured I might as well tell you, but also to make sure that I pass along the idea that if you haven't shit in a couple days or if you have like these medical issues, get them checked, ladies and gentlemen. Please get them checked. When I found out, see, I didn't know constipation was like this bad, right? Like I honestly kind of laughed at it. I'm like, you didn't shit. You'll take like a laxative and it'll fly out of you. No, 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 no. If you had I let this thing run for a little longer and not sought like action on it, it could have apparently impacted and caused me some severe issues. Like the worst case scenario is like they surgically open you up like cesarean style and dig this out. So I'm lucky that I managed to get a beat on it, get it cleared, and now I don't have any issues. Like it's one of those occasional situations for me. I've actually added like I've actually physically just constantly shoved fiber into my diet, so I'm completely free from it. One of the reasons for it, though, and every doctor told me, is that I was living an incredibly stressful lifestyle, which is true. I mean, in the adult world, you got to face many stresses, and what I'd faced was just a simple cause of that. And I gotta say, ever since I was done with that, I probably recorded like 3 or 4 videos back to back, feeling really good, not in pain. And it was a good time, ladies and gentlemen. So if any moment last month you noticed that I was not at the best of not at the peak of my status, that is literally that. I felt like I was going to blow up from the insides out. But now, thankfully, it's all over. I can relax. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like the story, please let me know. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.